Hey there, and welcome back to A Conspiracy of Gods, a custom 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign written and produced by me, DeRay. I'm your DM, and we're about to meet the players. But before we do, I want to offer a very special thank you to Matthew Wexler, the exceptionally talented man that recorded the music you'll hear in this episode and all of the other ones. They were tracks composed specifically for us here at A Conspiracy of Gods, and we are very thankful. Now, let's get back to those players, shall we?
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Calcifer, Fortune in the Mountain. He's a cleric.
I'm Brendan. I play Zan Aura, the half-orc artificer.
I am Casey. I play Sarathiel Urudir. She's an elven druid.
I'm Joel. I play Fitzwilliam Halifax, halfling extraordinaire, lover of people, and patron of the arts. He's a bard.
Definitely what I was expecting.
Previously on A Conspiracy of Gods, the group dealt with some uninvited guests. They took down a gnomish assassin and 3 magic wielders that did some very creepy things, including taking the form of Fitzwilliam's old partner. However, after Sarathiel crushed one to death with her new magic bow and eased her conscience on the basis of the fact that they used necromantic magic, the rest of the party managed to take out the remaining enemies. But not before Zan got to test out his brand new pink viscous liquid, which turned out to be very capable of eating magical energy. With the enemies dispatched, Fitzwilliam discovered that the enemies they had been facing were after the 2 unusually cold amulets that they had found in their previous travels. Why or what those amulets were for, they still don't know. But they did manage to finally make their meeting with Lord Calidor Wrath. And that is where we'll join them today.
Offer him a drink. At the same time, he's going to pull out a piece of food and give it to Xavier.
Xavier snaps it up and... Many thanks. And Calidor kind of looks up and you see his eyes are bloodshot and he looks haggard. He doesn't look terrible, but he looks like he hasn't slept in a while. And he takes your flask and he takes a drink out of it. Is this the Longhammer brew?
Yes.
He hands your flask back and his eyes widen and he perks up a little bit. He doesn't look great, but he looks better. And he looks at you and says, "Very fine, my old friend."
Sarathiel raises an eyebrow at old friend.
And he surveys the room and he says, "What you heard from the traitor in Kalak-Dur, would you swear to that?"
Yeah.
Would you swear to it?
Absolutely.
Time out. Can Megan give some backstory?
Okay, so you found a trader in Kalak-Dur, a dwarven noble trader of the House Idan, or what's left of the House Idan. Okay. And he informed you that the current king from House Reth, the brother of Lord Calidor, had made a deal with some gnomes, and were letting the gnomes through some Tannar tunnels. The gnomes, coincidentally, are attempting to murder all of you. Well,
Fucking
at least Fitzwilliam, but you guys are with him, so...
Guilty by association.
They've attempted to kill you at least twice, and you kind of suspect that they were behind the breaking of the lava troughs when you were on your way to Kalakdur.
Okay. So yeah, sure. I'll swear to the guilty party too.
Okay. He produces 4 basically affidavits that basically repeat exactly what you were told in Kalakdur, and then say, and then you sign your name, swear that this is true to the extent of my knowledge. What?
William doesn't like his name getting around.
I'm a steward of mischief, so I don't give a shit.
Do you even know what Zan's name is?
Yes. She can sift through Zan's memories.
That's how I got the potion ingredients.
Exactly. He also looks at you and he says, he looks at Calcifer and he says, "You'll know why this is necessary, but I need you to seal this in blood as well, please. It's necessary for my purposes, for the purposes of the good of the Tanar dwarves." And Calcifer, you know that documents signed in blood are basically, if you believe the party that's signing it, irrefutable evidence. It is essentially holy word to the dwarves.
Okay. Calcifer pulls his quill out and signs the document.
Okay.
Then, I actually don't have a sharp object on me.
There's a pin lying on the table.
Okay. Calcifer, I guess, draws blood off of his left hand and seals it.
All right. Yeah, you mark it in blood and hand the document back. And Calidor kind of nods at you, and he's looking at the rest of you.
I bend over and I sign it with my fountain pen and seal it with blood. I slip the fist of feeling off my hand for a second to prick my left hand.
All right. So you sign it and you seal it. And then he's just looking at Zahn and Fitzwilliam.
All right, Zahn will sign it.
All right.
Prick the middle finger of my left hand.
Okay.
And sign it with a smiley face. Of blood.
Of blood?
I like it.
Okay. Fitzwilliam signs the document with a name that is not his.
Okay. Roll perception. Not Fitzwilliam, but everyone else.
Fuck. I am staring at the ground. I'm not sure it's there.
Okay.
I crit failed.
You actually kneel down beside the table and start poking at the ground. You're like, what is this?
What do I get to add to it?
1.
That's crap straight.
I got 19.
Right.
I just add strength or constitution?
No, you just add 1.
Oh, just 1, always 1. Then I have 17.
Okay, so Calcifer and Zahn, you see that the name on Fitzwilliam's affidavit is not Fitzwilliam. But Calidor collects these, and he places them into a metal box, which he then locks with a golden key, and covers the keyhole with sealing wax, which he presses his own signet ring into. And he looks at you all, and he says, "Thank you. The situation is not pleasant. It would likely be best if you left the Tanar Kingdom for a time. You will, of course, always be welcome in Hathdorian, but things are about to get far more difficult in these kingdoms. I may have need of you in the future if I may call upon you for aid, but for a time it would be best if you left our kingdoms."
Fitzwilliam gives a knowing nod.
Sarathiel bows.
Okay.
We know the consequences of signing a document by one name, but not that person's blood.
Zahn would not among the dwarves.
Damn it!
Calcifer would.
Yes, Calcifer.
Okay.
And Calcifer knows.
Calcifer, you want to share with the class?
Calcifer knows that if the deceit is discovered, the person that did the deceiving will have both hands removed and one eye put out, but they will be allowed to live.
Cough, intent.
So, do we want to rethink that signing?
Nope.
Good.
Okay.
It's a little late for that anyway.
I mean, we could call the deceit right now.
So Calcifer, Calidor also passes you a small package, a small box, about big enough you think that it would hold like a ring or something like that, with a note. And I want perception checks from everyone else, because he's trying to do it surreptitiously.
No dice, my dude, because that is an unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
15.
6.
You got a 6 and then a 15 for Zahn?
Yes.
Okay. So only Sarathiel sees this being exchanged.
I finally figured out what the ground is, and I've moved on.
Yes. So Sarathiel sees this being exchanged, and as Calidor is handing this to Calcifer, he's looking at Calcifer, and he looks equal parts sad and angry. Not angry at Calcifer, just angry about something, as he hands this to Calcifer.
Angry dwarf is angry.
And he goes back to looking at these maps, and it's kind of a clear, you can go.
All right.
Sarathiel bows as is befitting the brother of the king, and
he's really not paying attention.
I know, but you still do it.
Yeah, Fitzwilliam does as well.
Calcifer, I'm assuming since you're standing basically next to him, I would assume.
Yes.
You see on these maps, you see the markings of the dwarven armies, and you see them marked out in various colors. You're not certain what the colors mean, but you see a few circled in black with question marks under them.
Can I make a mental picture of that?
Roll Constitution. You're going to try and concentrate on it.
God.
How close are the rest of us?
You guys are kind of all walking out, so.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. I got an 8.
Okay. You know the tunnels fairly well, but there are so many different armies on here that you don't think you'll be able to remember where all of them are. You might be able to remember one or two of the groups circled in black, but you're not really sure.
Okay. I'm going to pull my flask back out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask him if he has a container that I can go ahead and empty this into for him.
He kind of gropes for a minute and grabs a tankard. It's clean, it's empty, and he kind of passes it along to you, and he kind of looks at you and is just watching.
I fill it all. I dump the rest of the contents. Ever flask in it.
Okay. It fills the tankard about 3/4 of the way. This is not an enormous flask, but it fills the tankard about 3/4 of the way, and Calidor basically nods his thanks. And
the last thing I say is I tell him to keep in touch as best as possible. Then I raise my fist up and walk out.
He looks at you and he says, "Count on it." And he returns the gesture.
The end credits of Breakfast, or the Breakfast Club play.
Yes.
Don't you?
All right. So you guys now need to figure out where you're going to go.
Horses!
Okay. So I'm assuming you guys are going to go back to Cedra Hill and pick up your horses before you go anywhere. But...
Let's say I think we should go back to our little kingdom thing and regroup and get all of our stuff.
Okay.
Well, yes.
You
have my
guys
stuff.
return to the tower. Nothing untoward happens. You pass the body of the gnome on your way there. There are some guards kind of picking it up and dragging it along. It looks like they're headed to the lava lake with it. But, so right now you guys basically know that the amulets you're carrying around, you're fairly certain, come from Thaneland. They're very, very, very old. You suspect they come from the First Empire. You know the gnomes are in the Burning Sands and have tried to kill you at least twice. You know that the gnomes are doing something near or beyond the Palon Wall, and you know that there is a wedding to attend in Eisenhold in a few months now.
Basically,
How long?
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the tower, the Black Tower in
Cherosgon.
Cherosgon.
The capital of Finland.
is has rather a lot of knowledge in it and might prove useful for, figuring out certain things. Just saying. Where is
Will we be able
Cherosgon?
to, lower left.
Down near the bottom.
Yep.
Will we be able to get back to Eisenhold in time?
You expect that the journey to...
It's only 20 feet.
The journey to Cherosgon, as long as the weather is good, will take you about 2 weeks riding. And if you went from Eisenhold from Cherosgon, again, as long as the weather is good and you rode, it would take you about another month, maybe.
And we have a couple
weeks.
months.
Yeah, at this point, you've got about 3 months to get to Eisenhold. Although, it's not like you couldn't get to Eisenhold early and do other things.
I'm just saying, if we have the time.
Okay, I'm down.
Sounds in.
By the way, I am saying this with enthusiasm. Sarathiel is saying this reluctantly.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
All right. So, you guys, I assume, set off to Sarathiel and then Cherosgon. Calcifer, what are you doing with your package in your note?
When we go back to the tower, in the privacy of my own little area, except for Xavier being there,
Yep.
I'm going to read the note and I'm going to open the box.
Okay, so you open the box, and inside the box is a ring. Not one you wear on your hands, but one that would go around a war. It's engraved, and you recognize it. You recognize it as being one of the rings that went around your father's war horn. The note says, "My brother will pay for his deeds. The horn is above the throne."
Okay.
That sounds nice.
Sounds like something I don't want to get involved in. Good thing Fitzwilliam doesn't know what that is.
Very true.
Okay. I take the note and I place it in my grimoire,
Okay.
and then I lock it.
Okay.
And then I take the ring and I put it around. Put it on a chain and put it on my neck.
Okay.
But I make sure it's under my cloak and everything.
Absolutely. All right.
You want to share with the class?
What?
You want to share with the class yet?
No.
Okay.
If it gets brought up, we might go from there.
So you guys leave Hathdorian, and
I take 4 extra sets of traveler's clothes.
Okay.
I might need. Zon might need some extra pants.
As he tends to.
I'll take 2 extra sets of pants.
I assume you guys outfit yourselves effectively, and you get enough rations from the kitchen and things of that nature.
Yes.
Calcifer,
I take the sewing kit.
I assume you are carrying double or triple rations so you can feed Xavier.
Yes, I went and got Howl, and I have several kegs of ale, top shelf, of course, and enough food to last me and him for substantial time.
All right. So you guys leave Hathdorian, and as you're leaving, you can see tramping through the streets and over the bridges, you can see dwarves, all of them outfitted in full armor. And at the head of each column of dwarves, you see, well, more dwarves, but the banner of House Reth is leading each of these columns of dwarves. Although you see other banners that are smaller that indicate other houses as you are passing through.
Do these banners, are they silver or gold? That was the distinction from earlier, right?
So the royal banner is the symbol of House Reth with a golden warhammer underneath it. You do not see any golden warhammers.
Okay.
Yeesh.
Well, William says, looks like it's our time to, skedaddle.
Yeah, Sarathiel knows what this looks like, and she's outy for shouty.
Calcifer says, too bad we're about to miss some really fun stuff.
Nope. Fitzwilliam says, nope. Out.
Okay.
We go.
So you guys leave Hathdorian, and you actually get to take one of these short tunnels that are reserved for dwarves, thanks to your writ from House Reth. You're allowed to take the shortcut to Sarathiel, basically.
Oh, thank goodness.
So it takes you just a day or two to get back. You realize after this that whoever made the tunnel for visitors is kind of an asshole for making it take so long.
Can it be like just a giant slide? Because I want it to be a slide.
It's actually more like a roller coaster. You get in some mine carts, and they start rolling, and they go up and then down, and then up and then down, and in a couple of days you reach Sarathiel. You walk out. The sun is bright in the sky. You have a bit of a hard time adjusting your vision after so long in that orange light underground. The air is fresh. Birds are singing. There is a chill in the air.
Sarathiel immediately just stares at the sky for about 15 to 20 seconds happily, and is just taking things in.
What time of day is it?
It's probably just past mid-morning.
Okay, Fitzwilliam relaxes in the sun for a little bit.
Okay. And Sarathiel, as you walk out of the tunnels, every step you get closer to the sun in the air, you can feel what you've grown accustomed to as the heartbeat of your staff getting faster and faster. It seems to be excited that you're getting closer to fresh air and sunlight.
Same.
And as soon as the sun hits your staff, this beautiful blooming of multicolored orchids occurs at the top of your staff.
I'm just kind of examining these, and they're really pretty, and I just appreciate them aesthetically.
They fall to the ground in 5 minutes, where you actually see them dig roots into the ground as though they're going to try and survive here.
I just kind of touch them and I smile.
Okay. So you guys kind of wander around Sarathiel. You're taking in the sounds of the city and the sun and the fresh air. But
can I assume that we've taken a long rest by now?
Yes, you can.
Cool. I'm
thank goodness.
healing.
Spell slots.
And unless you guys want to stop anywhere in Sarathiel, I'm assuming you're going straight for the horses.
I want to go see McSweeten.
Yeah, I want to see Hugbot.
So you go back to the candy shop, and it's closed.
No.
I knock on the door.
It takes several moments, and then the door opens, and McSweeten opens it, and he says, Oh, I didn't expect you back. We're just doing some renovations. It's not a great time. You should come back in a day or two.
I thought it'd be nice to, walk about the city with Hugbot, if that's okay with you.
Hugbot kind of floats up behind McSweeten, and he looks at all of you, and he says, I'm sorry, Hug friends, but I've been talking with McSweeten, this very kind man, and we have decided that to help me get past my trauma, I should not go with people that remind me of it right now. I'm sorry, Hug friends. And he kind of gives up, and he gives Fitzwilliam a hug, and
I hug back.
You see that the arm that he lost has been effectively replaced with the arm that Sarathiel gave to McSweeten. So.
Ooh.
Okay. I hope you feel better, Hugbot.
Thanks.
Be well.
You too.
Gonna miss you.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's funny how he didn't notice that.
I just kind of want to poke him.
And someone new isn't there, and someone new is there.
As I recall, Milo lied to him. Oh,
yeah.
So
yep.
True.
Fitzwilliam is actually, when they close the door, Fitzwilliam is going to take a peek inside.
Okay.
By the way.
You take a peek inside, and you see brand new shelves and basically an embedded overhead banner being put up that says, Welcome to Hugs and McSweetens.
I melt a little inside, and I, let everyone else take a peek through the monocle of Les walls.
Okay. You guys all see the same thing. Zahn has no idea what the hell is going on here.
Nope.
You wouldn't even if you were Brendan, so.
Zahn... Sorry.
Counselor just kind of gives a quick overview.
Okay.
Nothing super in-depth, just enough to, hey, this is a bot, we kind of saved it, killed its owner. It felt bad for it.
Kill the owner.
These two are attached to
no
it.
responsibility.
The owner killed himself in front of the robot.
Oh, well, that's sad.
This poor sweet robot that we taught to hug.
Once again, they're attached to it. Me, not so much.
Okay.
Smiley face.
Okay, I move on.
Okay. I pick up I brought an apple for my horse, Fabio, so I'm going to go see Fabio.
Okay. You guys walk basically out of Sarathiel to the stables, and you all see your horses waiting there.
I remember my horse's name.
Yeah, it's Winifred.
Yeah, it's Winifred.
Wait,
Does Zahn have a horse?
Zahn doesn't have a horse.
He can have Milo's.
Yes, Milo's horse is still there.
What's Milo's horse's name? Does anyone remember?
No, I don't.
Fuck.
Zahn, you could rename the horse.
Oh, God, the pressure.
Oh, you can name it whatever you want. Zahn can.
Yes.
I'll come up with a name on the fly in a little bit. Just give me a minute to get used to this horse.
Make sure that it's insulting to the real Zahn.
So,
alchemy sucks.
Okay.
So Fabio and Winifred immediately, as soon as they see you, nicker, and they don't bolt out of their stalls, but they kind of canter out of their stalls, and Winifred headbutts Fitzwilliam in she is insulted that you have been gone so long. Fabio runs up to Sarathiel and just immediately gobbles the apple.
I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
I give Winifred a lump of sugar.
She, not enthusiastically, but kind of well, fine, licks the sugar out of your hand. Calcifer's horse trots up very properly and kind of nuzzles Calcifer exactly once and then stands very still next to Calcifer.
Calcifer pets Howl atop his head and behind his ear.
He nickers gently. He seems very happy to see you, but like almost as though he's deeply disgusted by the actions of these other two Neanderthalic horses.
I'm talking to Fabio, and I'd say, like, good home, good food, like, as a question.
He nods and nickers, and you understand it to be too long not seen and happy.
Okay. I'd, like, kind of do whatever a horse considers an apology, and kind of, like, rub his, like, neck and head a lot.
Fabio says to you, as best you understand it, "No sorry, more apple."
Is there any way that I can find another apple?
No. I mean, you could go in and buy it. Milo's horse kind of walks kind of wearily out of the stables and kind of approaches and looks at Zahn for a minute and then immediately licks Zahn right on the face.
I'd like to point out that while Fitzwilliam took a full-sized horse, Milo took a pony.
That is true. It's a strong pony.
It's going to have to be, a half orc?
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to name it something athletically inclined, just because Zahn...
Klutz?
Mountain goat.
No!
Mountain goat the horse.
It's awful.
Angelina Ballerina.
Oh my god. That might win.
Nimble?
All right.
I like Angelina Ballerina.
Zahn's pony is now Angelina Ballerina. Because we don't remember the gender of this horse either.
No, that's fair.
It doesn't matter.
All right. You guys, I assume, take off from Cedra Hill. You are heading southwest toward Cherosgon. Again, there's a chill in the air. You expect winter will be coming soon, but not for a little while yet.
So it's going to be like 5 books later.
5 books?
It was
a Game of Thrones joke.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you. I never read it, but I got you.
Okay.
I didn't either, so I don't know if it's like already come or not.
I don't.
No, it's still not come yet.
Okay.
But you make a pretty good time. You weather a couple of thunderstorms on your way. Putting up tents and getting your horses under cover. But it's a pretty easy ride to Cherosgon. You don't have any problems. And you approach Cherosgon, the first human city and the seat of 2 empires. And as you approach, you see granite walls 60 foot high that have stood for thousands of years. And even before you can see the walls, you see this massive black tower standing over the city and over the landscape, and it casts an imposing shadow across the rocky lands around the city.
Saruman?
What?
Saruman?
No.
Lord of the Rings? Nobody.
I should
Lord of the
know
Rings.
what that is. I love.
The White Wizard, Saruman.
Oh no!
Oh,
No.
your S was cut off both times.
Yeah.
It sounded like you said Aruman.
Yes,
It sounded like you were talking about Digimon.
Read my mind.
This tower, even at a distance, appears perfectly flat. There doesn't seem to be anything on it. It basically rises and then stops, and it's perfectly flat the entire way. It's cylindrical, but...
Humans have no design. Calcifer shakes his head.
If Calcifer knew what this tower was made of, he'd be hella impressed.
Doubt it.
To the south, you can see the sun reflecting off of Lake Venos, and you can see some poorly maintained docks leading from the lake into the city. And as you approach the city, you see a massive black iron portcullis raised about 6 feet off the ground. And you see a thin trickle of travelers, fewer than you saw entering Cedra Hill, but enough, you suppose, for a city this size, and I want some perception checks.
Okay. Sarathiel is pulling her hood up, by the way.
That's a 2.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
8 for San.
Okay.
23.
All right. So, Kelsifer, you see atop these city walls, atop these 60-foot walls, 2 guards watching over the entrance of the city, and a third with a spyglass watching over the incoming landscape. And you can make out as you approach that their uniforms are worn, but you see emerald and pearl, the colors of Thaneland. And you see the one with the spyglass has been watching your group come in, or you assume so, because he's tracking the group. And you see the one with the spyglass lower the spyglass and quickly turn and release a hawk into the city, which disappears behind the walls.
I tell the group that they know that we're coming. Just be prepared for anything.
Okay.
Sarathiel sighs heavily and says, that might be about me.
Okay. Want to share?
Say.
We might be meeting some compatriots of mine in this city.
Former compatriots? Or...
Well, they hold me no ill will,
Sure?
but
Would
when
you
we
prefer
part...
to not be recognized?
Oh, I may be getting a message from the DM. Hold on.
Nope.
Okay. I would, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I may have to, depending on what's happening, I may have to use who I am to get us into the tower.
Okay, but for now, do you want a modest disguise?
No, I suppose I must face it sooner or later, so
Okay.
I'll deal.
You guys enter this city. You kind of fall in with the groups of travelers. You leave your horses at actually a very good looking stable. It looks well kept and well cared for, and the owner of the stable comes out and greets you and is very friendly and takes your horses in, and everything looks very clean and well kept. And you follow the trickle of travelers into the city. And as you pass beneath the portcullis, you hear a triumphant fanfare of horns and drums.
Sarathiel just goes, fuck, under her breath.
As though the city is welcoming a returning hero. The people around you look around very confused, unsure of who could be among them of such great stature.
Fitzwilliam acts like those people as well.
Sarathiel is pulling her hood deeper over her face.
Okay.
This mischievous spirit inside of Zod makes him wave and smile at them. You're welcome, Sarathiel.
Calcifer looks at the ground and just keeps walking.
As you pass into the city, you see dirty streets and buildings in need of repair. But these buildings are reminiscent of their former splendor, of former wealth and grandeur. And you actually see, as you enter, lining the sides of the street, some of them hurrying to join the line. You see 24 guards, all of them wearing the same emerald and pearl uniforms, all of them standing at attention, their swords held high as a welcome salute. And from down the street as you enter, you see 4 figures moving towards you, all 4 of them wearing black armor, from leather to full plate, with long red cloaks clasped with a small golden brooch in the shape of a hand.
Sarathiel is racking her brains to try and figure out if she knows a spell to make a hole open up in the ground and swallow her, but she doesn't.
I could give you a hallucinogenic potion.
That would help.
Rushing behind these 4 figures, you see a man wearing a bright green cape and a silver-flared helm. He doesn't appear to have a weapon at his hip, though the 4 figures you see definitely do. And as these 5 people reach you, the 4 black-clad figures draw their weapons, and they lift them in a salute to your group, although they seem to focus on Sarathiel. You see a tiefling, a half-elf, you see a half-orc, and a human. And all of them, I mean, they're wearing different armors, but they look basically the same. And all of them are saluting the group, and they're kind of staring at Sarathiel, and they've all got a small smile on their face. They seem genuinely happy. And the caped man runs up. He's a bit out of breath. He drops to a knee before the group. And then he stands again, and he raises his arms, and he raises his voice, and he looks around to all of the citizens that have gathered. People who have been entering the city and coming out of the buildings around you. And he raises his, and he yells, "Fill your hearts with cheer and hope! Sarathiel Uradir, hero of our last great attempt at justice, bane of the Aurelian line, guardian within the Red Hand, has returned to her home!" And everyone around you, everyone, guard and citizen alike, with the exception of the 4 black-clad figures, erupt in a roaring cheer. You see more people leaving buildings, and flowers and flower petals start falling out of windows, and this cheer is carried through the city.
Sarathiel gives the deepest sigh known to man and, like, pulls her hood off.
Calcifer leans over and goes, "Red Hand, huh?"
Fitzwilliam
I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to talk about it.
Fitzwilliam is cheering along with the rest of the crowd since he kind of like assumed their stance and such.
Okay. As soon as Sarathiel drops her hood, that cheer redoubles. And it feels like the ground and the walls around you are shaking with the joy of the people. And beneath the shouting, the 4 of you hear the half-orc look at Sarathiel and say, "Welcome home, Aurelian Bane." Oh, and for reference, the Aurelians are the line of kings that have ruled Ilios for the past 800 years.
I mean, I figured something of this sort. I think it's great that the townspeople have petals and flowers on hand for this impromptu celebration.
This sort of situation is well prepared for in Cherosgon.
Every other day they're replenishing their petal supply because the ones die.
I'd like to imagine that hawk that was sent from the walls didn't just like summon like the Red Hand, but like was sent to like a flower shop to like provide everyone with flower petals to throw on me, because fuck yeah.
You actually see that some of the flowers on the ground have like dirt and roots still attached to them. So it looks like people are just like tearing flowers out of vases and out of their gardening boxes and things and throwing them. So
I touch the nearest one and make it. I touch the nearest one and I make it take root.
Don starts gathering up these uprooted flowers and presents them.
Fitzwilliam. Fitzwilliam uses prestidigitation to conjure little flower petals, little rose petals. That
oh my god! Anime! It's the anime rose petal transition.
And you see Sarathiel. Well, the entire group. You see a group of young-looking guards, no more than 15. You assume guards in training based on their weapons, have all gathered basically in a semicircle around you with an opening in it. And they're all kneeling and presenting you their weapons.
Yeah, you got an army now, dude.
I gesture for them to rise.
They don't. They refuse.
Fuck.
Their heads are down. They won't look at you, not out of fear, but out of like awe.
Someone's gonna start chanting speech.
No.
As soon as Zahn starts chanting speech, it's taken up by the crowd.
Sarathiel is glaring daggers. Like there might be actual daggers coming out of her eyes towards Zahn.
I got you. So Casper looks up and notices how much Sarathiel isn't having fun. He claps his hands together and casts Fog Cloud.
All four of them turn around as a 20-foot sphere of fog begins to spread in the middle of your group, and the four of them start walking back up the street, basically expecting you to follow them as this fog is spreading.
I do follow.
All right, Zahn will tag along, collecting flowers as he goes.
The group of young guards you saw are maintaining their position. They are not moving.
Let them get engulfed in the fog.
And the crowd around you is also dispersing, although the cheer is still being carried throughout the city.
Yeah, I'm joining.
Okay. They give in to peer pressure. I appreciate it.
So you all are walking out of the fog and you're following the red hand. Thanks for listening to this episode of A Conspiracy of Gods. If you're looking for more episodes, you can go ahead and check out the other videos on this channel or the playlist, which contains all of the episodes thus far. And remember to please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content and want to see some more of it. If you're looking for more information about the world, any maps, anything of that nature, go ahead and check out aconspiracyofgods.weebly.com. And, as always, thanks for listening.